In 2014, Facebook buys WhatsApp, $19 billion, 450 million users, 32 engineers. The whole thing runs on a language from 1986. Not Python, not Java, not Go. Erlang, built for telephone switches. Before the web existed, WhatsApp bet everything on it. They were right. How it works, why it scales, and what you can take from it even if you never write a line of Erlang. Ericsson, 1986. The problem, telephone switches that never go down. Not rarely. Never. That's the requirement they wrote Erlang for. Look at what a telephone switch needs. 10,000 calls simultaneously. No dropped calls. Software is not an excuse. Update code while calls are in progress. One bad call cannot affect any other. Now replace call with message. Every single requirement is identical. WhatsApp didn't adapt Erlang. They recognized the problem was the same. Messaging is telephony with a keyboard. That's it. That's why it works. Here's the problem with threads. They share memory. And shared memory needs locks. A lock means one thread waits for another. Under load, every thread is waiting. Your concurrent system becomes sequential. This is why Node.js hits a wall at scale. This is why Java apps need tuning. Shared memory is a trap. Erlang processes share nothing. Each one is a sealed box. 2 kilobytes of memory. Has its own mailbox. Reads messages one at a time. No locks. No waiting. No contention. You can run 2 million of them simultaneously on one server. 2 million processes. Zero shared memory. Zero locks. That's not marketing. That's the architecture. An actor is simple. Private state. Nobody else touches it. A mailbox receives messages. Behavior decides what to do with them. It can send messages. Create new actors. That's the whole model. Every WhatsApp connection is one actor. You connect, a process spawns for you. It holds your session, routes your messages. When you disconnect, it dies. Clean. No shared state. No side effects on anyone else. If your process crashes, only you are affected. Nobody else even knows. And when it crashes, a supervisor restarts it. Instantly. Automatically. No try catch. No defensive code. Just let it crash. The supervisor handles it. This is cleaner than anything most developers write. Let it crash. Supervisor restarts it. Cleaner than try catch. Every time. 9 nines uptime. The AXD 301 telephone switch. Built with Erlang. By Ericsson. 31 milliseconds of downtime per year. Not 5 nines. Which is world class for web services. 5 minutes a year. 9 nines is 31 milliseconds. That's a completely different category. That's a language doing something almost nobody else has achieved. Part of how it gets there. Hot code loading. Deploy new code while the system runs. Old connections keep running old code. New connections use new code. No maintenance window. Not blue-green. Not canary. The process literally never stops. 31 milliseconds of downtime per year. That's what a language designed for telephone switches actually means when you push it hard enough. So why isn't everyone using Erlang? Honest answer, 2 reasons. NPM has 2 million packages. Hex, the Erlang package manager, it has 15,000. The library you need probably doesn't exist. You build more from scratch. That's the ecosystem gap. And Erlang thinks differently. Functional. Immutable. Pattern matching everywhere. If you've written Python your whole career, Erlang requires relearning how to think about state. That takes time. But when your problem is massive concurrency, uptime measured in nines, messages as your primary abstraction, Erlang isn't just good. Nothing else comes close. For its specific problems, nothing comes close. The question is whether those are your problems. You're not building WhatsApp. 4 things worth stealing anyway. The actor model mental model. Aka if you're on Java. Elixir if you want the syntax. Go channels if you're already there. But more than the tool, the idea, isolation over sharing. Your services should share nothing. They should send messages. Let it crash. Stop writing defensive code for every possible error state. Crash fast. Log it. Restart. PM2 systemd Kubernetes restarts. These are your supervisor. Use them. Message queues over direct calls. Kafka, RabbitMQ, SQS. The same philosophy as Erlang applied between your services. Decoupled. Resilient. Buffered. Choose boring technology. Erlang was 30 years old when WhatsApp chose it. Every edge case was known. Old and proven beats new and exciting every single time. Old and proven beats new and exciting. Write it down somewhere. Interview question. How would you handle 1,000,000 concurrent WebSocket connections? Wrong answer. Scale node horizontally. Right answer. What are the requirements? If latency spikes are acceptable, node or go. Fast to ship. If you're measuring uptime in nines, Erlang or Elixir. Actor isolation. Hot code reload. Zero GC pauses at scale. If the team doesn't know either, use what they know. Familiarity beats theory in production. But whatever you choose, the mental model matters more than the language. Isolation over shared state. Message passing over direct calls. Supervisor patterns over defensive code. You can apply all three in Python. The language is just the implementation.